Congratulations on this film. I had a pleasure of watching it last night with you at the Toronto screening. I really enjoyed the combination of the different visual elements, from the found footage to the documentary style to what you would call your classical standard narrative shots. Were there any difficulties or any conversations you had with your cinematographer on how to get all of these shots properly? And did you have a variety of cameras that you had to use?
Yeah, I mean, all of the Paranormal Paranoid episodes were shot on a mini DV tape camcorder, a Canon ZR90. And we used a microphone from that era too. All of the gear that we used for the found footage stuff is pre-2008. And we even edited them on iMovie, the old software from from the IMAX of the old days. And so everything of that was like period accurate. We had about a year to prep this movie because of so many delays with COVID. And so my DP and I sat for a long time to shot list everything and prep everything super clear so that when we were actually shooting, there was no confusion. There was no like questions about that. We had to know exactly what we were doing. And so we shot, like the traditional narrative parts of the movie were shot with a red Raptor camera. And there's a lot of photographs in the film. So we had some like film photographers who were like helping us on set to take some of those photos for like the B-roll and things. So yeah, I mean, we utilized a lot of different cameras.
Every director says that their first feature teaches them something that they would never know or learn before without jumping into their first feature. Was there something that you learned for the very first time jumping in?
Massive. One of the biggest things is like, I think when you dream of making movies, you're thinking almost exclusively about how the movie will look, how it will sound, how it will feel, and those are obviously very important. But there's a whole side to filmmaking that nobody talks about because admittedly it's very boring, and it's like paperwork. It's, okay, we got to get approval from SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, to do this thing with our actors. We're going to have, it takes this amount of time to get a work visa because one of our lead actress is from Canada and we're shooting in America. And the incentives that can come in different states and where the best state would be to get that incentive and what that can mean for your budget. And these are things where I was like so grateful that I had producers like Aaron Kuntz working on this movie who could kind of guide me through like the downpour of paperwork that comes with making a film. It's not something you tend to think about, or really no one really talks about it because, like I said, it's boring. But it is a very integral part of understanding how films are produced. And I do have a producer credit on this movie partially because of this. Like, we had to really get into like, how much is it going to cost to shoot here? And if we shoot there, do we have enough money for this other thing that we have to shoot? And how much are they asking for? And just balancing that budget too is the type of thing that you just don't really know until you're doing it.
Exactly. Last night, you attended the special screening in Toronto, and you spoke to us, the audience, and said that I used to be sitting where you guys were, in the press seats, in the reserved seating, mixed between the general audience and the critics. How did it feel switching roles now and being the person presenting your film to the audience?
The first couple times I did it, because I think this was like maybe like the 12th screening for me, I think, 12th or 13th. The first couple times was I could feel my heartbeat like bursting out of my chest. I could feel my lungs collapsing because I wasn't breathing properly. I was so nervous. It's a very interesting experience to be behind those lights when you're used to being on the other side. And strangely, what I learned is you can't really see anybody. The lights are so bright that it's just like this sea of kind of blurry faces. Yeah.